Welcome to the Leadership Kit. All right, so we're in the middle of a series about multiplying your organization, and it all starts with duplicating yourself.
If you can duplicate yourself, then your organization starts growing exponentially. Last week we talked about recruiting. This week we're talking about training.
So you've already identified your people and you've recruited them, you've gotten them onto your team, at least some of them. And the next step is training these people. Mm-hmm. I like to think of the training process as a 3-step process. The first step is you do, they watch, and you guys talk. So you have to teach them what it is that you need them to do. Whatever role you think you've identified for them, you need to let them observe you doing that role. Show them the way that you like it done and talk about it every step of the way. I like it done this way because of this reason. Explain to them why it's important to do things the way that you teach them. And then you can also take time to show them, hey, I do it this way, but it doesn't have to be done that way. Either way, it starts with you showing them how to do it. Whatever it is. It could be taking out the trash. It could be hiring people. It could be preaching a sermon. It doesn't matter what it is. You show them how to do it. You model that for them.
The second step of the process is they do, you watch, and you still talk.
That's right. You give them a chance to try it out.
Right. You let them put their hands on the wheel.
But you're there guiding them all along, showing them every step of the way, like, hey, you did this right, you did this wrong, you're giving feedback, but you're letting them actually put their hands on it. Because you're never going to get to the point where you're willing to let go of control if they haven't demonstrated they can do it. And so this is a stepping stone to get them there.
Right. When I was in driver's ed, I sat in class for 6 Saturdays in a row learning all about a car and how to drive a car and all the laws. But then the most important part came whenever I sat in the driver's seat and the instructor sat beside me and I actually got to drive the car with somebody able to guide me along the way.
And once you finally get someone through that process of them watching you and you teaching them, then they're doing it and you're watching them and you're still teaching them. Eventually, they'll get to the point where they don't need any oversight and they can do it themselves. And once you have someone in that position, then they can show someone else. And now this one task that you did, no matter how small or big, now there's someone else there that can do that same task. And you can focus your efforts doing the things that only you can do.
Right. This person can train them and they can train them to train other people. Now you can have a whole army of people able to duplicate that role.
But it starts with taking time to train someone. I hear all the time people say, yeah, but I don't have time to train anybody. I'd say you don't have time to not train anybody. Every person you train is going to open up how much time you have exponentially.
Every process that you can put in somebody else's hand, every process that you can give that responsibility to another person ongoing, it becomes sustainable whenever they can train the next person, whenever they can do it themselves. It all starts with the first time you doing it right and you being diligent to do it well.
So far we've talked about recruiting and we've talked about training. Come back next, we're going to talk about placing your people.
Make sure you leave a like and a comment on this video and subscribe to the channel so you can listen to us next week.